Welcome to how to turn your LinkedIn profile into a lead magnet. In this course, you're going to learn how to make LinkedIn one of your most valuable business assets. LinkedIn has over 850 million users, professional users, and most of them check LinkedIn out at least once or twice a day. And your profile is the center of your LinkedIn success. And your first job is to stop the scroll so that your LinkedIn profile can build visibility, trust, and credibility. Yes, your profile is your personal brand. It's not an ad. It's not a resume. And most importantly, it can't be boring. So in this course, we are going to dive into each section of your profile. And I call that above the fold, the things that people see before they even scroll to get to know you. If they don't stop the scroll, they're never going to get to know you, maybe even like you, and trust you enough to open the door to engagement. So each section above the fold is a separate opportunity to engage with prospective clients. We will be talking about the photo, the headline, and the branded background, and your contact information. You may hear me say that every part is the most important. Forgive me, I've been doing this for over 15 years, and you will not believe what I still see people using as their number one business asset. So here we go. Like a newspaper, your profile has to gather and gain attention. This is a great banner. This is an example of a great banner. One of the things it does is it shows exactly what Scott does. It shows him doing his thing. If you're a speaker, a trainer, a consultant, the best image of you is doing what you do. You'll notice it's not cluttered, but it's very direct. Now, your banner or your cover, most LinkedIn gurus call it your cover, is free real estate. And how much would you bother getting to know either one of these people? The irony is that the bottom image shows you that his business is e-commerce. Are you really gonna bother? Come on, if he can't be bothered, why should you? The old adage that a photo is worth 1,000 words is never more true than on LinkedIn. Here's an example of what not to do. I have to show these because I see so much of what not to do. A logo is not a photo. Forget it. Forget about it, as they say. It won't engage anybody to do business with you. Even CEOs of major corporations are now posting on LinkedIn their personal brand. Your photo is one of the most important things. Again, I'm going to be sounding redundant because everything is important. This is not the place for cute family photos. You can put your cute photos on social media. LinkedIn is social selling. No funny photos on LinkedIn. Here's some more examples of photos that simply don't work very well. They're either blurred, and there's really no excuse for that. I see all kinds of ads for AI. The irony is that the more complicated the photo, the less people are likely to engage. I know this from doing probably 100 webinars where I flashed photos for people, And inevitably, much to my surprise, people that had curtains or fancy backgrounds, or even a gentleman that had bricks in his background, like a wall, these people make instant decisions on whether or not they want to engage with you, and they don't like stuff in the background. So just a plain, clear headshot will work. These are all examples of headshots that work. They're looking straight into the camera. The only other way that you can look on a LinkedIn profile image is look into your profile, which is looking the opposite way that most people look. You can do this. You can have a photo that engages, because that's the first thing people look at. We are a very, very visual society. Both these images, particularly the one in the upper right, make a welcoming first impression. I included the one in the bottom left because it's different. He decided to go with black and white. It's okay, but of the two people, which do you think, just from their headshot, are you going to believe is the more professional? Nothing will get people turned off faster than a lousy headshot. Think of your headline as a newspaper headline. It has to grab attention. Now, I know I'm going through this very fast, lightning speed. Feel free to review. I'll slow down. I tend to talk fast. I spent a lot of time in Chicago, so forgive me. All right. This is offensive to some people. They want all their fancy titles after their names. I cannot tell you how offended one client was that I didn't think all these initials that she had worked so hard to earn meant any difference to me. They don't. And the last thing that people want to do is feel stupid when they first get to know you. You don't need them. I had one client say, but people in my industry, the people in my industry, these are really important. Yes, the people in their industry know what they mean, but she's not selling to her industry. She's selling to people outside her industry. I once wrote an article on don't be a jargon junkie and had a client confront me on it and say, well, you're one. I was using the word bot, not understanding that everybody doesn't know what the word bot is. So be careful of these fancy initials in your titles, in your headlines. Nobody's gonna care. You know the old adage, they don't care until they know that you care. I want to know not what you did in the past. I want to know how you can solve my business problems. I don't care how fancy you are. Why should I read further to get to know you? Remember, the whole purpose of your profile is to create engagement. These are some of the headlines I see every day. All these titles. You look at the top one, if you can see it okay, it says Blackstone trustee, crypto expert, marketing consultant, entertainment, television, real estate, sports, technology, digital banking. Can't even, tokenism, data centers. I'm out of breath saying them. What this tells me immediately is this person will do anything I want him to do. He's pretty scattered. It's a so what? Big deal, yawn, move on. Next, 850 million users. They're not going to stop. They're not going to bother to get to know this person. The one on the bottom, which is harder to see, at least tells me that this person's in sales. He does SaaS sales. What if I'm not in sales? He's a forward thinker. Well, is there anybody that's a backward thinker? Seriously, get real. He helps companies solve problems. I should certainly hope so. And there's those fancy letters. Ah, got lots of them. You think I know what they mean? I don't know what they mean. I don't know if that makes them more credible to sell my problem. Yes, I know you worked hard to get those fancy initials, but you can put them elsewhere in your profile. They don't need to be a turnoff to people getting just to know you, to like you, maybe even trust you to open the door. Here is an engaging profile. It's top of the fold, above the fold. Scott's image is clean and clear. He's looking right at the camera. His cover is not cluttered. It's not, it tells me what he does without overwhelming me. And he tells me what he does to solve my problem. If he does, I don't have that problem. Nice, not important, but he makes a great first impression as a professional, as a person worth getting to know, getting to like, and he certainly sounds trustworthy. And that's before I even scroll down. So